What's happening? Big Uncle Shredneck. Today, gonna do a little comparison, go through my experiences, give a verdict what I think. So we got big gear training versus strength training. What actually made me faster? What I think made me faster. So I'm gonna give you a quick background. Probably January, February of 2021. Changed my gearing on my track bike. I was riding 48-16, 48-18 for a few years. Wanted to do something bigger. Now, this is a 52-16. Now, I don't really ride this in the street at all. I ride, the only ever time I'm riding in the street is to go to the park. Or any of the parks near me to do some laps. This bike is strictly. I'm going to get into it. What it is. So again, went to 52-16. My reason for that was I wanted to learn how to spin a bigger gear at a higher cadence. Up until that point, again, had a pretty easy ratio on it, and same with my road bike. I was able to do, 60, 70, 80, 100-mile rides like it was nothing because I was able to spin. Didn't have too much power, didn't really have that good of a sprint, couldn't, turn a big gear at a high cadence for a prolonged period of time. So that was, part of my reasoning for getting a bigger gear and, learning how to really spin with it. Fast forward a couple of months later, get a new road bike, same thing. After some trial and error, got 53 and then 1134 on the back. So, 5311, 5312, decent sized gear, pretty big. And, learned on both bikes how to, spin that gear. And I don't know, I found the speed. Gonna look at both bikes here. I found the speed and the power that I gained was way more than doing just strength training. Now, I'm a huge proponent of strength training. It's something I've studied for many years of my life. Something I do every day with myself and others. But in terms of improving your actual speed and power on the bike, the best thing that's going to do that, in my opinion, is learning how to spin a big gear. Being able to squat, deadlift a lot. You don't really need that as a cyclist. You don't really need that as any athlete. You just need those muscles to be strong. Like, yes, you need strong quads, strong hamstrings, strong lower back, ankles, calves, knees, you name it, glutes, all the different muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints of the legs. They obviously have to be strong, but they have to be strong relative to, the sport you're doing. So, if you're able to squat 300 pounds, but you're not able to win a sprint on the bike, it's like, well, all right, what's really, the point of the squatting the 300 pounds, as opposed to the guy who maybe can only squat 200 pounds, but, he can turn a 5311, 5410 or whatever, at a high cadence, and just really, really put the power out. So in my opinion, before you really get into strength training, I definitely think you should do it. But, again, I would focus more first on learning how to spin a big gear because it's, an actual bike skill, in my opinion. Just learning how to spin a smaller gear up a hill or, smaller gear over the course of, 3, 4, 5 hour endurance ride. Unless you're doing a hard effort, race, time trial, KOM attempt, whatever, or, a hard group ride, you really do have to know how to spin a big gear. Your legs, it's really not so much, your cardio. I mean, it is, but a lot of it is too. You have to build the strength endurance in your legs. So yeah, in a sense that is cardio, but we're not. It's not cardio. It's more, again, strength endurance for your legs. So you have to learn how to put out strength over the course of, however long, the effort is you need to do. So again, I would stick with big gear training, learn how to do it, some intervals, something I like to do on both bikes. End of a ride, there's this hill, sprint up it as hard as I can. I'll put it in the hardest gear on the road bike, on the track bike, just sprint up it on both. Really feel that's helped. And something that's good too with the big gear training, I feel my legs are way stronger, but they're not necessarily bigger. I have noticed, a little little bit thicker. I feel like the joints, ligaments, and tendons. Because I do strength train too, but do mostly stuff with body weight, light dumbbells, and some bands. So I'm not really doing too much, muscle mass, muscle building kind of training. So as a cyclist, you want to get stronger, but you also still want to be lean. So it really, I found it helped with that. All right, so that's my, that's my opinion, my experience. All right, see what works for you. All right, later.